Let's go back in time, a time you may remember. During the 90s and early 2000s, multiplayer split screen was pretty popular. It was a time where friends and family would gather around the living room, huddled around the TV, and battle it out in multiplayer games. Games like Mario Kart, GoldenEye 007, and Halo were iconic examples of games that brought people together for hours of gaming. For me though, it was Halo 3. I remember inviting my neighbor over to play with me and my little brother on Halo 3. It was so much fun. We would play competitively and try to get the most kills. There were even some heated moments at times where my brother would accuse me of screen watching, the worst crime you could have been accused of. Or playing Mario Kart and having a feud with your brother because you hit him with a blue shell. Those long and past memories are something you will never forget and will always be a part of your childhood. Those moments of sitting next to your friends and family and seeing the real reaction in real time. Split screen gaming was a fun and unique experience that brought people together and created lasting memories. Though that's just what it would eventually be. A memory. With the rise of online multiplayer and virtual reality gaming, the popularity of split screen gaming has toned down in the past years. As the gaming industry evolves, games will now focus more on online connectivity, allowing players to connect with friends and strangers around the world. This gives games more possibilities and ideas and creativity, and is better for the developers financially. Meaning split screen will soon be a thing in the past. But before we leave it behind, let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's take a look at the wonders of these multiplayer maps that used to home battles one last time. Let's start with a game that you have likely played.
All about you, Jay. Hey everybody, so I'm Jason. I'm one of the co-founders of Bungie and the lead on Halo.
Halo was developed by Bungie Studios and released in 2001 by the Microsoft Corporation for its Xbox console. It sold 6 million copies worldwide, and it would go on to start a new age of gaming as a whole, growing a massive following and player base, not only for its story, but for its multiplayer as well. Before Halo had online functionality, they had system-linked gaming and split-screen multiplayer. And without further ado, let's dive right into these maps. This place was once known for holding fun and chaotic multiplayer matches, but now it's a ghost town, where all you can hear is the environment in the world. No gunfire or vehicles traveling, just you and the map. Looking around could be nostalgic to you, a blast from the past. As your memories swarm you of your childhood, all the fun you had playing this game has now died down. It's just you here, exploring the map. I don't know about you, but knowing that I'm the only living thing in this map is kinda eerie. Nothing to do but explore and reminisce on the past. Even though some of these maps might get remakes or brought back into newer titles, there is something special about the original that I can't quite put my finger on. These maps just sit here, empty of life, filled with the past memories of millions of players that possibly might never return. Though Halo is not the only game to have this special connection with other players, Mario Kart is another good example. Exploring maps alone is quite odd but fascinating. As you're instantly filled with nostalgia, you feel a slight discomfort knowing it's just you. As the world moves on and people play the next big thing, this game is just thought upon by older players and that's all, never truly experiencing the love it had when it first came out. Things change, whether it's for better or worse. And although the maps on this game were remade or brought into newer titles, not all of them have, and they remain here since, unknown and forgotten. It's truly sad to see how many games had multiplayer split screen only for them to never be re-released, or how many maps were made for the mode, only to be exclusive for that certain game. And this goes for many games before there was online. Those multiplayer maps were intended for split screen and made for the sole purpose to create memories and have fun. Even with online, some games get replaced with sequels and the player base dies down, leaving these maps in the past and soon to be forgotten as well, leaving no players online. No Players Online is a 2019 indie horror game that takes this idea and expands on it with a twist, where we have the expectation of seeing someone else in the game, yet there isn't. A game where many players around the world used to log in and play for countless hours of online matches. You could level up, unlock new items or weapons, and even talk to your teammates with voice chat. But even online multiplayer suffers the same as local multiplayer games. New titles get released, and slowly the current titles will bleed players, and this game would show the result of what that would look like. I won't spoil the game, but if you're interested, I highly do encourage trying this game out. It really does get the point across and makes you feel a certain way about these maps. You're the only one playing in the map and everyone else has jumped ship and left for a newer and bigger title. Except you. Even though split screen is dying down, there are still games out there that have the function on their newer current titles. And some of the maps are being brought back to the new titles in the series. And even though some of the games have died down, there are small communities out there that still play those games. Whether it be nostalgia fan base playing for its memories, or hackers exploring a game's corpse. Either way, there are still people out there breathing life back into some of the games. Though local multiplayer games aren't so lucky. Some have been ported or remade over to the newer consoles, but the ones that aren't will just be a memory for you in the past. And for that reason, this causes many older players to collect retro games due to the nostalgia. I am a victim of this as well, and I've collected a lot of retro games I enjoyed in my youth. So it's not fully gone, though it's not as popular as it was before. And that's okay. Newer games are made for players that want to try something new. Not every game gets played, but the ones that do, get a shot for making their mark. The next game you play might be the next big hit, or a future co-op game that expresses a story and teamwork. So enjoy the games that you have right now while you can. Most of those memories are something special. Or if you get curious, try out some older games. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's not fun. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Much love, and take care. See you online, stranger.